Hey, I'm Joey Henderson. I'm with iConnect Training. Today I'm here at Johnston Community College here in Smithfield, North Carolina. And today I want to talk to you about the TU-155 dual evaporator refrigeration training unit. Now what's really unique about this is that we actually have water-cooled condensers. We have two types of coil condensers here. We have a coaxial coil, and then we also have a tube and shell. We have isolation valves here so that you can choose one or the other to teach the concepts of how each one of them work. Above over here, we have our control center. We can control the speed of each evaporator fan, as well as our liquid line solenoid valve. We can also use our hot gas bypass valve. We have a defrost time clock, which will operate either electric defrost or hot gas bypass defrost. We have our compressor switch here, as well as our evaporator fan and hot gas bypass switch over here. Now, as we move to the right over here, as you can see, we've got our hot gas bypass valve here. We have our solenoid here for hot gas bypass, our liquid line solenoid valve. That's for evaporator 1. Evaporator 2, we have a liquid line solenoid valve, a hot gas solenoid valve. And then we've got our liquid line filter dryer, our oil separator, our accumulator. Here we have our start kit, which is going to have our start relay and start capacitor. Above it, you'll see here we have our vibration pipes here. And always remember, these need to be in parallel with the shaft of the compressor itself. Then we have our semi-hermetic compressor, our differential pressure switch here for low pressure cut out and cut in, as well as our high pressure cut out. Then over here we have a 4-pipe accumulator, which is actually an accumulator and a subcooler together, which I really like because that's pretty unique to have. Here's our defrost time clock. Now, as an additional add to this training unit, you can actually add a cooling tower. This is really nice to have because you can teach the concepts of how we can use a cooling tower to reject the heat out of the refrigerant with the water. And you can even add in some teaching for chillers as well. So this is a really great add to the product here. And you can see it's fully operating. We can even teach centrifugal pumps, which is down here on the unit. And all this comes together on ordering for this equipment. So we've got a full range of refrigeration for medium temp, low temp, water-cooled condensers. You can even teach semi-hermetic compressors on how to take them apart, put them back together. How the hard start kit is very, very important. And then we've got our refrigeration component identification. Now here we have separate valves where we can actually isolate each evaporator coil. So you can make this a dedicated freezer. You can make this a dedicated refrigeration unit for a walk-in, like a walk-in cooler. Or you can make it a dual vap. And when you have a dual vap system, you can teach how important it is that we've got to have an EPR valve to maintain the pressure up on the medium temp coil while we're allowing the compressor itself to pull down number 2 freezer. So here we've got multiple concepts we can teach with just one training unit. Now over here, you have your water regulating valve, and you can teach students how to adjust it to maintain the proper head pressure for the refrigerant system. Also, you can teach maintenance on how to flush a tube and shell system, as well as a coaxial system. So maintenance can be taught as well in here. On this coil here, which is our freezer, we've got an external bypass expansion valve because we have a multi-circuited system. It also has a DFT control over here for our fans. You can bypass that if you like to get the fans going, or you can let it get cold enough to show them how it needs to bring it on with the DFT control. Over here on our medium temp coil, you can show how we've got an expansion valve, but the external bypass is not hooked up because it is a single circuited evaporator coil. With all this together, you can teach just about every concept of low temp, medium temp refrigeration. You can also teach water-cooled condensers with a cooling tower, all in one big package. Well, I hope you enjoyed this presentation of the TU-155 trainer. I thoroughly enjoy it. It's a really great teaching tool. If you got any more questions, give us a call at iConnect Training. We'd like to thank Johnston Community College for allowing us to do this video today.